Hello, this is Hofesh. I'm so delighted that you have chosen to study my work for your exam. The extract I'm sharing with you here is from the beginning of Political Mother, a piece I made in 2010, and I think it perfectly illustrates many of the movements that are characteristic of my work. You're going to hear from Bruno, our Associate Artistic Director, and see our company dancer Ming performing this extract. They were both in the original cast for this piece, so listen very carefully to what they have to say. Yeah, they know, they've been there. Okay, so you listen to them. When you dance this extract, you have to remember to be really nice and heavy on your pelvis, relax your feet, relax your ankles, a lot of intensity in the arms. The whole story of the whole choreography is told through the arms. You're like a storyteller, and your arms are the mouth that tells the words. Okay, so this is where in your arms, in the intensity and the changes of energy in your arms, most of it happens there, and that leads the story.
So, Bruno, I wonder if you could talk to us a little bit about what world Political Mother inhabits and what some of the characters are in the world of Political Mother.
All right, there's a few characters. So we've got obviously the musician, we've got the politician, rock star type slash dictator, and we've got the part that actually you gonna show is the gypsies. We talked a lot about them, and they are one of the main character of the piece, which is those people that go from town to town and put the show on and kind of are a little bit frustrated and angry, but at the same time there is a real need for them to just survive, and therefore to go from places to places.
What notes do you give the dancers when they're dancing this particular part of Hofesh's piece? Are there any specific things you ask them to remember, to connect to when they dance this extract?
Yeah, we talk about the character, and when we create it, we look at a lot of pictures, because the richer the information and the more we arrive to understand who they are, the better it is. And then, of course, there is a lot of images and vocabulary that go with it. We want it to be slightly confrontational. So there is a real looking at the audience, for example, especially at the beginning. And there is other part where we compare it a little bit to certain parties, maybe a bar mitzvah or something like this, where there is those people that are dancing for such a long time that it's almost become an enlightenment. So they're dancing up like this and they are in trance. So we want those different combination of being really forceful, but at the same time having moments of real abandonment and real giving themselves to something else than them.
I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the stillness at the beginning of this extract. What's the intention there?
It is not being scared of not dancing and not moving, or being this is what it is, what you see is what you get, deal with it. And this, actually, the duet is not the first thing that you see, but it's the first part that is danced in the show. So you do see the musician, and you do see a samurai doing harakiri, but they are very, they're not connected to movement somehow. And this is the first part that is danced. So the duet, which is a solo that we present you, but this duet is very important because it's setting up the whole spirit for what's going to come after. And you're going to see a very similar phrase later, but with all the company. So beginnings are always very important.
I'd like to talk about the first 8 or so counts in this phrase of movement. What's going on there? What's important to remember if you are learning this extract?
The first image is very grounded, so it's very just heavy in a way. but immediately it's in the work there is a lot of changes of dynamic, and those are very important to get, and there is a lot very quick one in the beginning. So the first one is still and heavy, and then immediately they go into this kind of arm movement, which has to be really elastic and almost like a rebound. Boing.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
And but the legs at the same time are doing a shuffle. So the difference between what the legs are doing and what the upper body is doing is quite difficult to get.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
And after this shuffle, it goes into this moment that we talk about, which is very dangly and relaxed and giving themselves. So in the space of like 3 seconds, there is 3 very strong different qualities. And this is the hard part, I think, with this bit, is the rhythmicality of it and the fact that you're able to change really fast from one thing to another.
I wonder if you could talk a little bit about the contrast in the upper body and the lower body in the first part of this extract, when the arms seem to be thrown, but there's a real sense of control in the center.
Yeah, it's dissociation. It's really finding the right quality in the arms and having the legs doing something else. It's not really about the center. It's about finding almost like a tube where you throw your arms in and immediately they come back. So it's actually very lean in the upper part. The legs, the bottom part is doing all the rhythm. But nonetheless, with all this information, even if it's really rhythmical in the legs, you never want to make it very stampy. You can do the rhythm with a quality that is actually really soft. So you never want to get hard with your legs. It's quite difficult to have something really forceful in the rhythm, but keep the legs agile somehow.
Finally, Bruno, I wonder if you have any tips or any advice you would give to students using this extract as part of their studies.
Even for our dancers, it is quite complicated to get it really right. And I think it's because there is so many factors that come together. The rhythmicality, the spirit of it, the difference, the very fast changes of qualities, and to get all this together is a challenge. When we created Political Mother, it came from a lot of improvisation to find those characters and how they move, how the samurai move, and how the gypsy are moving. And we really had a lot of fun doing this. So we hope that it will be the same process, even if it's a much shorter process, that you will have the same experience that we had.